Volunteers in Ukraine in the ongoing Russia invasion. Governor Obaseki calls for a more transparent and accountable budget system in Nigeria. Lagos State government cautions residents against indiscriminate storage of petrol in homes and offices. Nigerian army eliminates about 20 terrorists in Benue State, promises to maintain the tempo. On the foreign scene, Tanzania announces safe passage of citizens in Ukraine. Good evening and welcome to News Round and Impact Africa Television RETV. I am Bolabo, Female School. The safe return of Nigerians displaced by insurgency in the northeast from Cameroon, Niger, and Chad will be treated as an emergency assignment. This is according to Vice President Yemi Osinbajo while speaking today at the first meeting of the Presidential Committee on the Repatriation, Returns and Resettlement of Displaced Persons in the Northeast. Osinbajo urged members of the committee to carry out the assignment with every sense of urgency, noting that the President wanted a committee with wide representation in order to be inclusive and to be able to deliver, taking into account all the issues. The Vice President noted that while the committee will work with the existing frameworks in the management of all issues, ongoing effort to facilitate the return of displaced persons to their communities must continue unhindered. The Vice President gave an assurance that both the federal and state government will continue to work in conjunction with other stakeholders to ensure a hit-free repatriation exercise. The federal government has disapproved the ongoing registration of Nigerians as volunteers in the ongoing move by Ukraine to resist the invasion by Russia. In a statement today, the spokesperson of the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Francisca Omayole, said the federal government will not tolerate the recruitment. To be noted that over 150 Nigerians have volunteered to be recruited after Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky urged people around the world to join the fight. Omayole stressed that the federal government will engage with Ukraine's embassy in Nigeria and other relevant authorities to prevent the action. She affirmed that the federal government will continue to engage with the embassy and other relevant authorities to prevent such occurrence. Governor Godwin Obaseki of Edo State has called for a more transparent and accountable budget system in the country. This is as he noted that the current process is fraudulent. Speaking at an event today, Obaseki faults the nation's budgeting process and called for more transparent and accountable system. According to Governor, one of the major crises facing the country, apart from the weak bureaucracy, is the budgeting process. The governor harped on the need for a budgeting process that prioritizes the welfare of the people, said preparing a citizen's budget is not negotiable. Obaseki affirmed that citizens' output has become a huge resource for policy making and implementation, including the budgets. Nigerians have continued to express divergent views as the Senate introduces a bill that seeks to regulate the mode of payment of rent to cushion the effect of outrageous rent and properties on poor residents. In this report, Anu Akomolafe takes a look at housing deficit, exorbitant rents, and possible solutions to the challenges.
Housing is the second most essential basic needs of humankind outside food. It plays a vital role in a person's standard of living and place in society. For Nigeria, with an estimated population of over 200 million people, the National Housing Policy specified that to achieve the goal of providing 8 million housing units by year 2000, 700,000 housing units will have to be built each year. This prompted state governments to key into the provision of low-income houses to address the issue of housing shortages. But how low is the low income?
A lot of people are, are salary earners. When they earn their salary, they can be able to, for people to gather much money now is not easy.
Are the houses affordable and accessible? For private buildings, Nigerians are lamenting the huge cost they have to pay as rent yearly, depending on the location and state.
Per monthly is about the area. I mean the geographical area, maybe. But yeah, let's say 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 2,500 for monthly.
Once people get a good avenue to maximize their energy, therefore there will be something to pay for the rent, and there won't be issue of landlord and tenants fight every time, because this is common today. Every time you see landlord and rent involving in all sorts of fights.
This prompted the Senate to make a move to regulate payment of rents. The bill, if passed, will make it an offense for any landlord to demand payment of advance rent from tenants. Some observers share their views on it.
I prefer is that, you know the economy of Nigeria right now. The economy is totally bad, but everybody just hustle for struggle to get the money. That's why I said Yali is better.
Based on the economy of Nigeria now, there is not much with people. People doesn't have money. You understand? If payment is made yearly, it won't be easy as we used to do. You understand? But if it's made monthly, it will be easier for people. When they earn their salary, they can be able to, know how to sort it out. You understand what I'm saying?
Many residents lamented the difficulty involved in getting accommodation due to the high cost, and few who do are asked to make advance payment of 2 or 3 years.
If landlord is collecting the money from yearly, it's going to be possible more than monthly. So if you are paying monthly, it's not going to be yet. But if you are paying yearly, it's going to be easy to the landlord. If you are paying to the landlord yearly, maybe next month and the next year you will be paying more amount like that. But if the landlord say we should pay monthly, it's not going to be proper.
Observers are of the opinion that government should subsidize the cost of building materials and make low-income houses affordable to tackle the challenges of housing shortages. Anu Akomolafe, IATV News.
A coalition of civil society groups have blamed independent oil marketers in Nigeria and their international collaborators over the importation of adulterated petrol and the subsequent nationwide scarcity of fuel. Speaking with newsmen today in Abuja, the convener of the group, Sunday Atta, said General Managing Director of the NNPC, Mele Kyari, has no connection with importation of adulterated fuel into the country. The group therefore called on relevant authorities to bring the petrol importing companies to book.
For the fact that these marketers put themselves together, imported, adulterated, and bad product to Nigeria, this GMD never took part or side them or, or play business with them as usual. He went further to stop the distribution of bad fuel to innocent Nigerians. And these are the reasons why the marketers that imported these bad products are bent on sponsoring campaign of calumny against the gentleman Malam Mele Kyari. Their major agenda is to frustrate the reforms that is presently going on in the NNPC. We also want to call on
the Lagos State government has warned residents against indiscriminate storage of petrol across the state. At a statement today, the State's Director of Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adisheye, said the agency has recorded a total of 249 emergency calls bordering on fire incidents between January and February of this year. Adisheye, who expressed concern over the incidents, noted that fire outbreaks have become rampant since the beginning of fuel scarcity. According to her, some people now indulge in the indiscriminate and dangerous act of storing petrol in homes, offices, and vehicles, amongst others. Expressing the commitment of the Lagos State government to guarantee the safety of lives and property of the citizenry, Adisheye said the nonchalant attitude of some members of the public to stipulated safety policies remain a great concern. Describing the scarcity of fuel as regrettable, she however pointed out that it should not be an excuse for the illegitimate and inappropriate storage of fuel to the detriment of lives and property. Additionally, implored residents of the state to avoid using jerry cans, which have been used for petrol, to store kerosene or any other flammable liquids. As the scarcity of fuel continues to bite harder, some residents of Ibadan have continued to decry the untold hardships being faced due to lack of power supply in their area. This is as they noted that electricity is an essential part of the modern life and an utmost importance to economic growth. Taiwo Olarawaji completes the report.
No doubt, electricity is an essential part of the modern life and an utmost importance to economic growth. People use electricity for lighting, heating, cooling, refrigerating, and for operating appliances such as computers, electronics, and machineries. However, some residents of Ibadan have continued to decry the untold hardships being faced due to the lack of power supply from the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company, IBEDC. Secret to this, Impact News crew moved around the state capital to sample people's reactions on the effects of the power outage on their businesses and daily activities. Speaking on the development, a businessman, Ayade Adiagbo, who lives in the Yemetu axis, lamented the erratic power supply experienced in his area, adding that such has affected his business. Ayade helped on the need for the state government to work on the stable supply of electricity.
Before the state government and the IBED issue, there's not been lights. They will just give us the light anytime they like, and this thing has been affecting the business right here. If there's no lights, if we have customer now, if we give them the price of the things that this price, they will be feel somehow that what happened is it something that is caused, that's the reason why the price just increased. We tell them that we will let them know that we are using gel, we are running on generator, that is the reason why.
On his part, David Gabriel, who is a welder in the Iwo Road axis, said the epileptic power supply and the economic downturn is adversely affecting his work.
Since over a week now, we don't have light. We don't know what happened. This morning they flash it. They just bring it. They just flash it. Just 2 minutes. They take it back. So we don't know what happened in this area. Most of my customers, they complain that the price that I've given them is too high. It's too high because of there's no light. We use generator. The government should try the municipal power to give Iwo Road light. We are using Iwo Road light. We have issue with the NEPA people. They don't give us light at the Iwo Road here.
However, speaking with Impact News crew, the senior communication officer of IBEDC Oyo Region, Mr. Frank Williams, said the face-off has been settled and power supply has been restored.
The face-off has been settled, and we are telling our customers that power supply will be restored, and we have started. I just finished talking with a customer. He said they've restored supply along the axis where he was. So if you have not received any power supply now, it's either based on load allocation or the challenges that have occurred in the last 48 hours. So
Williams implored the people to pay up their electricity bills. He added that the outage within the last 48 hours has affected both the electricity company and the consumers.
It has also cost us because we have lost revenue. Revenue did not come in. Our revenue come on a daily basis. So if you say it has affected, it's a lose-lose. Loss of power supply, loss of revenue. That's what happens. So we're never happy for that. But I can assure you from what we have made public that power supply is going to be witnessed and experienced across.
Taiwo Olarawaji, ITV News.
Moving on to security matters, the Nigerian Army says troops of the Operation Hardin Kai have eliminated 17 terrorists a mobile local government area of Borno State. The theater commander of the operation in the Northeast Joint Task Force, Christopher Musa, made this known today while briefing newsmen in Maiduguri. Musa said the unrelenting troops also arrested 3 other terrorists in other parts of the state. According to him, the troops recovered motorcycles and other assorted weapons from the offensives. While commending them for the great feat, Musa charged the troops to be more decisive and ensure the total annihilation of insurgents in the country. Still on security matters, security experts have applauded the pronouncement of bandits as tourists. They, however, called for concerted effort to stem the tide of insecurity in the country. Ayodele Fakeye has this report. That report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. In a related development, the Anambra State Police Command has ordered the immediate deployment of the State Intelligence Review personnel to curb the constant attacks of gunmen within the state. Addressing newsmen today in Awka, the spokesman of the command, Ikenga Tochukwu, said the move followed reports of planned attacks by gunmen across the state. There have been unconfirmed cases of unknown gunmen who reportedly come from communities in the state in search of weapons recently. According to the spokesperson, the hoodlums invade houses at vigilante groups to disarm them and collect their arms. While soliciting for the cooperation of the people towards eradicating the activities of the hoodlums, Tochukwu advised them to always call the police whenever they observed any suspicious moves by unscrupulous elements. He called on the residents of the states to be calm and good about their daily activities, even as he reaffirmed the commitment of the force to providing effective security across the states. Away from that, the federal government has reiterated its commitment to end open defecation by 2025. The Minister for Water Resources, Sulaiman Adamu, gave the assurance during the flag-off of a statewide mass sensitization and advocacy program and open defecation in Akure, the Ondo State capital. Adamu said the action is to end open defecation across states will require the commitment and contribution of all stakeholders. The minister said in Ondo State, 76 local government areas are open defecation free, while the federal government is working hard to increase the number before the end of this year. According to him, 46 million Nigerians are currently practicing open defecation.
Environment. And will make more energetic.
We have only 46 million people that are practicing open defecation. We can do it if we have the will. But it's not only about government, it's also about the communities, about everybody. We say sanitation is everybody's business. So you yourself should be able to tell yourself whether it is right, it is proper, it is dignifying for you to park your jalopy or your motorbike to just defecate in the open.
My appeal to those who are still involved in this practice is to have a change in behavior, orientation, and jettison the old traditional belief and notorious and notions about open defecation, as this practice constitutes a threat to health and well-being.
We're going to break now. News round returns shortly. Do stay with us.
Welcome to Adelayo Academy, an astute citadel of learning dedicated to raising future leaders.
Adelayo Academy, a co-educational school with day and boarding facilities, is committed to instilling virtues needed to make a headway in life.
Our science laboratory is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities that makes learning very easy for students.
Our teachers are highly trained and up to the task of passing down knowledge in the most easy-to-learn ways. As you all know that all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, our playground is top class and we take physical health exercise very importantly. Located in a very conducive environment in the heart of Ibadan at Adelayo bus stop, Alagba Wakajaye, Iyano Church.
Adelayo Academy is the best option when it comes to giving your words a quality education.
Wow, I'm impressed. Mommy, Daddy, I want to attend the Adelaya Academy, please.
Thank you. This is the school we have been looking for.
Admission form is obtainable at the school premises, Adelayo Academy, Wakajaye Yano Church, Ibadan, or Impact Africa Television, IATV, Impact House, Kolapo Ishola Estate, Yano Church Road, General Gas, Akobo, Ibadan. You can also visit the school website on www.adelayoacademy.org or call 0805 947 9449 or 0706 091 0776 or 0810 965 2215. You can also call 0805 527 5583. Adelayo Academy, developing character, competence, and confidence.
I need the police.